Hi, I'm Chris Runde, Innovation Consultant at Ross and Baruzzini, where innovation is made personal. And today I'm talking with Paul Mallon, an Executive Consultant in Ross and Baruzzini's mobility practice. Paul, thank you for joining today. We wanted to talk a little bit about control room considerations. Can you share a little bit about your observations and some considerations that agencies should be thinking about?
It's a very challenging environment, but nonetheless very important. So the first thing that can be done is just minimize the control center staff. Anybody that's not essential, try to get them out of the control center, work remotely. I think we'll be seeing more and more of this in the future, even with office workers. Eliminate visitors. If visitors don't need to be there, they just add to the risk factor. Spread the control center personnel out as much as possible. It's trying to maximize the distance from people. Install barriers. The plexiglass we've grown to know and love. Vendors are building plexiglass shields that work in a control center environment, and they can be manufactured locally. Restrict access, or at least put reminders up that people should not be approaching others. Another thing on the control center, on the HVAC side of things, there's modern systems do have built-in features to deal with viruses and bacteria, but it's a good thing to check out to make sure that changes or improvements don't need to be made to the HVAC. Also, redirecting airflow. You want to make sure that there's airflow is not passing directly from one person to another and carrying the virus with it. 6-foot separation rule, very common, but when you're in a forced air environment, you may need a greater distance because the air or the virus does stay airborne and it can be forced in a longer distance. There, you can consider UVC air sanitizers, either built into the HVAC system or room-size units to basically scrub the air within the control center environment, so that you capture the virus before it has a chance to settle out or infect somebody else. Increasing the amount of outside air, again, just trying to cut down the risk factors. There may be air filtration, disinfectant systems improvements that can be made to the central HVAC. Even relative humidity may not kill the virus, but some studies have suggested that it can help our bodies fight against the virus. So it's another line of defense, if you will. I guess in summary, of course, everyone can get infected outside of the control room environment. We can't make it a pristine environment, but there are steps that can be taken to improve the working environment and cut down on the risks. And I think that we need to take those necessary precautions because of the importance of the environment that we're dealing with.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. I mean, I think the reality is public transit is an essential function. It is getting, for instance, in New York, it's getting the nurses and the doctors to and from work, and having healthy controllers that are highly functional is critically important to our nation and to everything that we're doing. So I appreciate sharing all of that. It seems like there's more to dig into here. So I'd welcome the chance for us to regroup and to dig into this a little bit further. But thank you, Paul, for talking today. I appreciate it.
Okay, well, thank you.